good, everybody, and welcome back to my channel Igama Lelona, and this is Everything Lelona. If you're a new subscriber, you've never been here before, thank you so very much for stopping by, and I hope that you like what you see and you enjoy the content that is being produced here, and that will then make you press on this subscribe button. So thank you so very much again for tuning into my video. And if you're a regular subscriber at day one, gang, I see you, I feel you. Thank you so very much for coming back again. And today's video, guys, is going to be an interesting one, right? I hope it will be interesting. I just hope it's going to be interesting and you guys will find it interesting. Now, this video is about the times that I knew men were trash, right? They are. They are. So I'll be sharing 3 stories about the times that I knew that men were trash, and a huge disclaimer, all of these stories happened a long time ago. So, and I'll be changing the people's names, or the people that I'm going to be mentioning on the story, I'll be changing their names. So without wasting any of your time, let's get into the video. Now, before we get into the video, I am again sipping on some brutal fruit. Guys, I was like, so I think brutal fruit. So I'll be sipping on some brutal fruit just to lubricate, man. Lubricate because I'll be spilling some tea. So man, the lubricate it too. Yeah, bumpy, right? So clink. No, guys, it's really nice. So, as I've mentioned, I've been sharing 3 stories about the times that I knew that men were actually trash. So I'll start with a story that happened when I was still in varsity. I was still in varsity at the time, and this will call the story Doctor's Story. So this story has 3 characters. There's me, there's Doctor, who was an actual doctor, and then there is Virgin, my friend, right? So he was a virgin, so he was still a bari, he was still very naive. So that's why we'll then call him Virgin. Now, this is how the story goes. So I'll start the story from where I was then involved. Yabo? So now how the story happened, or how the story started with me, is that I received an inbox on Facebook. I was still huge on Facebook, I think. I was still like huge-ish on Facebook, and so I get an inbox from someone who's like, yo, listen, I really fucks with you, I really like you, blah blah. Oh, excuse me, blah 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 blah. Yeah, boy. So I was like, who's you? Who are you? Yeah, boy. And then I go through, obviously I have to go through his profile. So I go through his profile, I'm like, oh, he's a doctor. Oh, and like, I was still in Pretoria at the time, so I was like, oh, ulapana. I'm scrolling through his pictures. I'm like, oh, okay, this person is not so far from me. So we start chatting, and he's like, I want to meet you. So now let's rewind the story and take it to the actual beginning. Now, what had happened was, there's my friend Virgin. So my friend is talking to this guy on Facebook. They are inboxing each other. Then this guy says to him that I want to see you, right? So my friend went to tax, and Abese, he was in the health science faculty. So what is that place? Is it Gezina? But close to the Nelson, is it Steve Biko Academic Hospital, the one that's in Pretoria, Epitrix, that one. So Irez Yake is like close to the hospital, and this guy, doctor that he's talking to, is a doctor at the hospital. Great. So are we all clear? So there's Virgin, who lives next to the hospital. Then there's Doctor, who works at the hospital. Now, what Doctor and Virgin are talking about to be a relationship, right? Or whatever, I don't know, but they were talking, and they were Now, this we'll call him Udoctor. Udoctor says to Virgin that, can I come see you? Lunch. Yabo, can I come see you? It's my lunchtime, blah 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 blah. He gets to Virgin. So he gets to Virgin and they start chatting, they start talking, and then he's like, no man, let's go to my place. And it is on lunch. He's like, let's go to my place. Virgin is like, nope, not gonna happen. Yabo, I've got some studying to do, the busy, blah 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 blah, so I can't really go anywhere. Yabo, sharp. So he had gone to his res, and they met ngase res yak, and then immediately after that, I get an inbox from Doctor. Firstly, I don't know that Virgin and Doctor are talking. Like, we have been spoken about Doctor with Virgin. And so Doctor inboxes me that, listen, I fucks with you, blah, 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 blah. I want to see you. Hey, bro, this guy doesn't even know me. Yeah, but so I'm like shocked. I'm like, who is this person? So I'm like, and then I'm like, okay, cool, because I see Ubana, we are not even friends on Facebook. So I'm like, I'm wondering, Mana, where did he get my number? But I'm like, I don't want to appear rude, or I don't want to come across as rude by asking all of these questions. And we start talking, and now I'm impressed because I'm saying, you Doctor. I'm like, so I'm like kind of impressed that this guy is like chatting to me. He's not bad looking, to be honest. Like, I don't want to front. He's not bad looking. He's actually quite good looking. So we start talking and we exchange numbers, and then he's on some I want to take you out for coffee after work. Same day we just started talking. I think the time is like 2 o'clock. He's like, I want to take you out for coffee after work. No. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. No problem. Let's go. Come get after work, ngaboma 5 Kenyane. So he arrives, he calls me, he's like, I'm outside your place. So now I walk out, and so I get to the street. I'm like, Diabega. I'm like, oh, there he is, he's parked there. So I walk over to him, because I saw him like standing outside of his car. So I walk over to him, we hug, I get into the car, we go out, we have coffee. I think we went to somewhere, a Wonder Park, because he lived in the north of Pretoria. So we went to like Wonder Park side, and we had coffee there, and then we like chilled for like 30 minutes, had coffee, and that was it. And then on the drive back home, I'm thinking I'm going back home, and he goes to his place. And I'm not asking anything. I'm like, okay, no, now he's driving into some complex. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is where he stays. None of this was communicated to me. So we get there. He's like, there's food. If you want some food, there's food. You can dish up for us. No. I'm like, I can dish up for us. I'm like, nah, no, I'm good. And then he's like, no, get this out and take a shower, and then I'll take you back home. I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. So I'm sitting there watching TV, in the lap TV. I'm watching TV, and he eats, and I'm like, I'm not about to eat leftovers. Not me. I'm not the one. So he eats, and then he goes shower. Now, after the shower, while he's showering, he calls me up. So he calls me. His apartment was like a double-story thing going on. So I go up the stairs. He calls me up. He's like, "Please come here." So I go up the stairs because I could hear he's still in the shower. He's like, "Please come here. There's this. No. Please take this towel and bring it." Blah blah blah. So I literally have a view of him naked. He's in the shower, and I'm piercing in this towel. He's like, no, but you can watch TV in my room so long. Oh, okay, cool. All right, cool. And I'm not reading anything into this. I'm not reading too much into it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, no problem. So I go to his room, and then finish. So I watch TV. I switch on the TV there. I watch TV. He finishes with his shower. And he comes back here. Abethe kumufuna down. Ubuya ehamba ngohlobo. Iphi le towel uyifuna? Like, what did you do with this towel? Because I brought you a towel, but here you are. butt naked, like for ndoni Joe. Uyabo? So I just knew right there bana what his intentions were. So he gets to me, right? So I'm sitting there, I'm watching TV, and he gets to me, starts like trying to kiss me, and so now I'm like, oh, okay, and we start kissing. He gets on top of me. I was like, no, not today, not today. I am not the one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but I'm not the one. Not the one. Yeah, well, so I was like, no, I think we're moving too fast. No. So can you please take me home? So he gets dressed and he takes me home. And that was the end of it. Obviously, I get home and I have to tell Virgin about this. I'm like, dude, you won't believe what just happened. This guy hit me up today, blah, 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 blah. And we went out for coffee and went back to his place. He wanted to sleep with me and I was like, no. He's like, wait, not that guy. Not a doctor. Not a doctor. Which doctor? So I sent him a picture, got doctor. He's like, no, bitch. He's like, no, bitch. This guy was just here. Like just before he texted you, he was with me. So what he did was, he actually, and he wanted us to go to his place, and I was like, no, I can't go with you to your place because I'm busy. So upambile. And immediately after that, he went through my wall, saw a picture of you and I, where I had tagged you. And he then inboxes you. How shitty can man be? Imagine you are busy pursuing this person, and just because ubambile namhlanje, you then go for their friend. No, you all are nasty. You all are trash, actually. You all are fuck. Like, I was like, what? Why? But we move. So the second story is Biggie's story. Biggie is the same Biggie that I just did a story time about on my previous video. So it's the same Biggie, if you follow. Now, with Biggie, I had moved to Johannesburg already, and Biggie was living in Pretoria. So there's a cousin or a friend of mine, a very, very, very close friend of mine. We'll call him Ace. Yeah? So there's a friend, very, very close friend of mine called Ace, and Ace was living in Pretoria as well. So Ace had moved into a new place, and he was throwing or having a housewarming party over the weekend, right? So he's like so now he invites me, but my friend, I'm gonna be hosting this party on Friday, come through. So I tell Biggie that, listen, I'm not gonna see you this weekend because I'm gonna go to Ace's place instead. So I'll go to Ace's place for the weekend, and because he's just moved into a new place, sharp. So we both agree that, okay, so what an ugly weekend. Fine. I then go to Pretoria on the Friday. I get to Pretoria, and Biggie and I are communicating throughout all of this. I'm telling him that, oh, I'm leaving work now, and then I'm like, I just got to Pretoria, and this is what we are doing now. So I'm like updating him about everything. 6-ish, we kind of stop talking. But I think as the night progresses, I like send a hi, hey, hi, but apendulwa. Like, it's not even being read yet. It's still, akona blue ticks ezo, grey. So I'm like, because he has plans or anything. So I suppose he should be at his place. So so I'm like, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? Now I'm like, let me not actually dwell on this because I'm going to be depressed. So I'm like, whatever. And I think around 10 again, I sent another message. Hey, what's up? Hey. Now, ngaboma 12-ish. You know how when a house party is now slowly dying, abantu wanna go to bed, abantu are like, I'm tired, I wanna go home. So it's like that time. And we decide, let's go to La Cantina. Let's go to La Cantina. Why not? Like, why not? Kungo 12, we'll just be there for like 2 hours and then come back home. Fine. So we go to La Cantina and we get like a corner nyana. But you can still see what's going on. So like honestly, you can see people walking in and people going to the bar. But bona ababoni ubana who's here. Uyabo kule corner. Sham. So we get a corner like that and we go and sit there. So now we're busy silap. Yabo silap. Hey. Now I look at the door. I see Ubegi. Hayibo Ubegi wa moslongena. Yabo. I'm like, na Ubegi. So the only person who knew I was dating Ubegi was Uace, Lord and Yambanai. So Uace is like, but now I'm Ubegi in Jambon. So he walks in and is with two other guys. One of them like kind of looks like me. He kind of looks like me. He's giving the same aesthetic as me. Une beard, he's light-skinned-ish. Yabo? Yeah, and I'm like, I was like, oh, okay. And there was another guy. And they go to the bar and then they find a table. So now where they are sitting right across us, right? So they're sitting across us but facing this way. So they're sitting across us but facing this way. You can see manubana lo ingathi uzofuna umuntu naye apha. So he's busy ungo up and down. And ubheki uhleli nalo ufana nami. So he's here, he's within the conversations. That chopper, I get chop. Yabo, that chopper. But not even once did I see them maybe touch him or kiss him or whatever. But I could tell. Ukuba ufasile lo. Kumntu wakhe lo. Sana unomntu umntu wami. I was like, no, unomntu umntu wami. And that's on that. Unomntu umntu wami. So I'm looking at their interaction. It's very flirty. It's very, very flirty. It's like dibana, like isentsha, so they are still trying to impress each other. So I'm like, what the actual fuck? What the fuck? So I like, no, I think we should go. So Nati, we leaving. Because I didn't want to go there and embarrass myself by going there and asking, wow, what's up? What it do? What's going on? I wasn't gonna do that. That's one thing I would never do. I would never do that. So I was like, I think this is my cue to leave. So we leave and we go back to Ace's place. We get there, we drink. And then I decide, bana, in the morning on Saturday, so we sleep, and then in the morning I decide, bana, I'm actually going back to Joburg. Because Diamuruka, I'm like, not me. Like, Diamuruga, he's like, no, don't go. Kucho, AC. And his friends like, don't go. Selu, juala. And didn't know, guys, I think Dinita, I leave, I go back to my place. And I think in the morning, I texted him, Ubeki, and Agandi Hoya again. Agandi Hoya. So, I was like, wow, this is actually happening. Whatever this is, but it's happening. So I go back to my place. I get there. I'm like, what do I need? I need drugs. I think I...
Dinita, eat drugs.
So I'm like, I need drugs. Like, there's no way I'm dealing with this. I go, I get weed, I get some alcohol, I get sloshed, the tea, and I just don't want to think about this. Come Sunday, again, the entire day, I'm like, what the actual fuck, dog? Like, what did I do to you? So, date my family, OPW, pa is cutting. He then texts me. I'm like, not you. Not you texting me at this time. So I was like, so you are now talking to me because imkile iyelo bomi yakho. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, don't play a fool. Don't make me a fool because you're a fool. A fool you're not because I saw you at La Cantina. Like, I saw you. Yellow bone, the bonile. Ever, and he tries and denies it. I was like, so I'm crazy. You think I'm crazy? Ne? I think that's what we can get from all of this, is that I'm crazy. Nanso, story sekabeki. The third story, we are gonna call it Bonga's story. Now, Bonga is a guy from East London. That's where I was like, I am drawing the line with like East London men and wafuni and funu jolemonti and fun the grand. So Bonga's story happened. It was December, right? So Bonga, I meet him at the airport. Lubricate. So Bonga, I meet him at the airport. I'm going home with December and the school. So was I working or was I don't know. Was I working? I think I was working. Yeah, I think so. So Bonga, I meet him at the airport. He's from East London, but he had gone nomsebenzi to Kimberley. So he was connecting, and the flight as I'm connecting ngayo is the same flight that I'm taking down to East London. I meet him at the airport. We are waiting for the boarding gates to open. Wada. So we're sitting like close to each other, and then we start talking. So I'm like, oh, Uyamonti is like, yeah. No, I think he started talking to me. Yes, like he started talking to me. Guys, they are going. So he started talking to me, right? So he's like, are you going to East London? I'm like, yeah, Diamond. When I was like, yeah, Diamond. He's like, oh, are you from East London? No, they want a beach. And I'm like, when I was like, no, Calimont, I'm like, Piedmont, I'm Alind. Well, so we have like that brief conversation. And then we get on the flight and we're sitting like close to each other. I'm sitting here and it's the aisle and he's sitting there. So we're like, oh, okay, up. And then we start talking. And we get to East London. He's like, so like who's coming to fetch you? I'm like, no, I'm gonna get in a taxi to Oxford. No. He's like, no, let me take you. I'm like, take me where? He's like, no, let me take you home. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So he takes me home and we exchange numbers. So I'm like, I'm dead as that. Oh no, he's interested in me. Yeah, bro. So I'm sure of it. Like, there's no way. So I'm like, no, this guy is interested in me. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, he's not bad though. He's not bad. Yeah, bro. Honestly speaking, he's not bad. So he takes me home and we exchange numbers and we start talking. So WhatsApp, he's like, what do you have planned for December? I'm like, no, nothing much, too. I'm literally just gonna be chilling with my friends and just being with family, yeah, bro. Because I think I was there, get 21, 22, it's got December. So I was gonna be there for a while. So we are day 8 is around the 8th of like January, yeah, bro. So I'm like, no, I'm literally just gonna be chilling with my friends, with family, and just enjoying being home. Okay, like cool. So we're now talking and we're calling each other. It's like, no, who's on board. I'm like, okay, cool. It was that easy. I'm like, okay, cool. So I go Diamonti, get to his place, and we chill. I think he had cooked. We eat, and I leave. Nothing happens. And I think I went back again. I think I went there 3 times. And like in his house, I'm not noticing any female touch. Ne? There's no female touch at all. You can see there's no female touch. It's a nice place, yeah, well. It's got a nice house and good cute, good right, yeah, well. So, but I don't need any form of a female touch up. But there's a picture of Umdana that's on the wall. So I'm like, who's that? He's like, that's my daughter. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I ask about the baby. Mama is like, no, so dala. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. So I get it. Sharp. So nothing has ever happened between him and I, but we still kept on talking even after I'd left the Eastern Cape and went back to Joburg. So we continued talking and talking. Kumnandi. And like, he was like, I was like, the norm to Eastern Cape. That's what I was like. I was like, the norm to Eastern Cape. Yeah, but so one day I was at work. Now this lady, and I'm busy with my day. It's like a normal day, or nothing out of the usual is happening. So while I'm just sitting there, my phone rings. And I'm like, I don't know this number. So I like, hi. He's like, oh, hello, ngulelona lo uthethayo. I'm like, nguye ngibala uthethayo. He's like, ayibalekanga but ngicela uyeke umuntu wami. Ndiyeke umuntu wakho. Kubani umuntu wakho? Uyabo? I'm like, kubani umuntu wakho? Athi ngicela uyeke umyeni wami actually. Nditshatile nalaa mntu. Ndibuze ubani? Athi ethi ngubani? Oh, athi uBonga. Bonga, ngubani uBonga? Yabo, ndithi ngubani uBonga? Athi uBonga waseMonti. Ndithi oh, so uthi mna mandimyeke, not yena ayeke mna. So what must happen? Because it's not me who's pursuing him. It's him who's pursuing me. So what are you saying? Yabo? I was like, wait, what? She's like, when nditshatile naye and we have a child together, so ngicela umyeke. I was like, oh, okay. Like, ndimuzile uBonga ubana. Like, remember I asked him point blank ukuba, and the baby mama, what is sohlukana dala kanti? Mary ndasi. Mary. That is why I think I saw off East London men. I was like, bachatile. Ungayi nokuya mntazi, ungayi nokuya. Bachatile abaseMonti, bachatile. So you guys, if you have made it to this part of the video, it means you are literally at the end of the video. So if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more of my content, do not forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on your post notification bell. So and again, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video with your entire family, friends, your entire community, so that this is a community right here. So let's just get this family growing up and up and up and up. So from me to you, clink clink bitches, to the end of this video. So if you wow.